This is a video showing what I'm trying to do with my poser to MetaTailor now is in my pipeline, and then on to Unreal Engine MetaHumans to go ahead and bring in poser clothing. So this is Victoria 4, but this is Victoria 4 with a where I applied a different material so I could see the different parts of the body. And I've got a script that will take this. This is the size of Victoria 4, and this gray thing over here. Let me go ahead and let's do this. Let's body. Let's move you off to the side here. So this body here is MetaHuman. It's a MetaHuman skeletal mesh turned into a static mesh that I've imported into Poser as a reference pose. So this is what it looks like. Different pose is an A pose versus a T pose, different sizes. So I wrote a script that will create this poser. I wrote a Python script that will create a version of Victoria 4, the same proportion and size as the MetaHuman and in the same pose, or roughly the same pose. And I'm doing this to make it easier in MetaTailor to fit the clothes. All MetaTailor, the clothes will already be in the positions they need to be able to fit onto the MetaHuman avatar that I've got in there. So let's go look at that. So I'm going to I'll go ahead and put you back to 0. So I just have this on here. So that's just for reference, but I'm trying to take clothes and fit it onto this character. So I'll go ahead and I'll open up a couple windows here. I'll open my hierarchy editor, and I'll hide that one there. And then I'll also open up a different, I need another window. Oh, I need my scripts. Oh, there's a scripts are open already. It's down there. Here's the script I'm running that I wrote. And basically all it does is it through Python gets at what the normal, dials that you have over here to change values on. I went through and meticulously uh, uh, used those dials to get the Victoria 4 that you saw at the right size and the right body positions, and there's a lot of things going on with this script. So I can this is a way I can change those values, and I don't have to go back every time and go switch them on the in the dials. It sets the dials basically to the right values that I found work. I also found a number of things as I was doing that um, the metahuman character has different body proportions in terms of like it's got a longer abdomen, a shorter chest, um, a, a little bit longer uh, arm, and a less long forearm, and so on. So anyway, that's what all these values are in here. And in order to run it, I basically I took this poser character and ran it through that script, and that's what created this. That's what created this to see that it fit. So I know that it fits. Now I can grab a piece of clothes. So let's grab. This is the one I wanted to try. I got a bunch of different ones. This one is. Let's see, and so you can see that it would fit in the T pose on Victoria because it's made for Victoria. Now I could bring this down, and just like you would inside of MetaTailor, and use poser slider switches or dials to try to make it fit. But I got the Python script that's going to take care of that for me. So there it is. So, and I puts it on it, and I made it so it makes it a little bit smaller, because that'll help once I get it over to MetaTailor, so I don't get clipping on the arms trying to grab things in a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt. So there it is. So it's gone ahead and resized that mesh. Now I do it this way. Whether I'm still working with it enough to textures and stuff aren't quite saving the way I want them. So I'll go ahead and save this to a FBX. I'm going to save an FBX first of all. And I'm saving this FBX originally. I'm just going to save the materials out of here. All I want is the materials from this. And so I'll say okay. And I say triangles only. I don't need rigging because it's static mesh. I don't need to do that. And I could set this higher if but quite honestly, you can set up to like 4K, but the thing is these old clothes I've got from Poser aren't that big of textures. So let's say okay, and it's going to say where do you want to save this, and I've been saving it over in a Poser clothes, and I usually make a new folder, and I'm going to call this folder RGV4 shirt. And here's, I'm going to make another one here and say, what should I call it? I should call it FBX materials, because that's all I really want out of this. I got to save the materials with the FBX. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to open that. And I'm going to save this as RGV4 shirt. And that saved it as a FBX. But I can't put that FBX into, if I look at that FBX, and we could open that up if I wanted to, it's still in the T-pose and still see it the wrong size, because FBXs won't save those changes as part of the FBX saving it, so it would have done me no good. So what I do then is I need to go ahead and grab the same thing. I need to do another quick export, and I'm going to probably put all this in the Python script eventually. So I need to export. This time I'm going to export a object, because an object file will save the pose and the size changes. So I save that off, and we will call this back here. We will just call this. I'll just save it into the V4 shirt. So it's going to save the object. Then I go ahead and I'm going to delete it. And now I'm going to bring back in that object file, because this will be an object file that's got it baked in the pose and the sizes. I call it Tailor Shop. I should have renamed it. I'll rename it here as V4. What was it? RGV4 shirt. And I'll grab it. And it imports it, and it brings it. It doesn't put it on the thing because it thinks it's reset its pivot point. So let's go grab it, move him up. Y up, right? Poser's Y up. Remember that. Very important. And I need to move forward a little bit just to get an idea. What does it look like? That looks about right. It's not high enough. So, and this would be, I need to just get these positions and remember them. And write them down. Like I say, I'm going to put that in the Python script, so I don't have to remember them. Anyway, it doesn't fit exactly, but that's the way I like it. We'll let Metahuma take care of all that stuff. Now I want to take this again, and I want to do another export. This time I'm going to save the export I'm going to actually send to MetaTailor. Save, bump, and bump. Okay, and boom. Like I said, I'm going to put all that in and again, it's a static mesh, so I don't need to do much besides save it. There we go. It'll save it up. And this time I'll remember to rename it. And this is called the RG V4 shirt. Boom. And that should have saved it. So let's go ahead and try to import this into MetaTailor and see what we get. So I'll do an import here. Import cloth and accessory. I'll go back to here. And it's going to be this shirt, but I want it to bring in different, and it's got materials here, but I'm going to see if I can change the material. There I do. I change it to the material. And the reason that works now is because if I would have just left it and I used the OBJ, it wouldn't have saved these textures correctly for whatever reason. And I could have put it on normal and stuff if I wanted to, but let's just go with this right now. Next step, and it's a shirt. And here's where the magic will happen. And I'm going to go to the next. It says fitment. I go to the next step and I do this inside of the design area there, and it kind of worked okay, but not really. So I need to kind of move you back, and let's move him back. Oh, move, and kind of up. You know, you get it close here, and here's where like I said, I'm trying to take advantage of what different packages do well, and so we'll make it right about there is probably close enough for Metahuma to do its magic. And let's see how it looks. It looks pretty dang good. So now I've got it there. I've got it. So I will. But one of the things I've noticed here is I'm going to go apply some pants because I noticed that it's tucked in. I don't want it to be tucked in. So here's again the magic of MetaTailor. It's an outside tuck shirt, so I should be able to say just export the shirt to Unreal Engine. And I've done this before, as you can see. So we'll call it the white. I'll call it the RG V4 shirt. V4 shirt. I'm going to send it to Unreal. And I should have probably shown this before, but we'll go into Unreal Engine here, and I've got it set up to receive that shirt. I think I did, yeah. And so if I go in here to, let's go to Studio Tools, because that's where I'll want to be eventually. And again, like all this stuff, eventually I'll probably make Python do for me, in either Unreal Engine or in Python, or so we'll go ahead. I need a wardrobe item, and what do I have here? I have. Well, let's get rid of this. This is from my last test. I'm going to add a new one, and it's going to be a torso. It's a shirt, and it's going to be the RGV4 shirt, and it's for a female. This is my wardrobe system, and I need to bring in a female medium. And where did that go? Oh. And when I said bring it in, it sent it to, nice, it didn't bring it in. So I was afraid of that. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that it's receiving here. So let me go in here. I wanted to show this anyway. I go into MetaTailor and I open up Ada, and I get the blueprint. This is how you turn on to make sure that it is or the plugin is receiving things. So I'm going to say receive. So it's listening. Now I can go send in, it'll work. Send it to outfit on Unreal. And now I should see it if I go down, look in here, and I see MetaTailor imported, outfits, and it will be my RGV4 shirt. So there it is. There's a shirt. Now what we're going to do here is I'm going to add that to my wardrobe system. So that's what this is all about. So if I move over here, and I'm going to go ahead And copy in that shirt here. Well, I'm going to add materials. I'm going to go ahead and I have 3, I believe. Yeah, so I'll go 1, 2, 3. And now I've put it in, and then I say that I got it from MetaTailor, so I remember where it came from. So I will now, I have an editor utility, and it's open now because just when you go into the wardrobe room, when you click go to wardrobe room, it knew to launch this editor utility. And I'll make sure it's Ada. So there's Ada. I'll just put on its own pair of pants. So I'll put a pair of jeans. I'll make them there. Now the shirt should have this new shirt. Oh, it does. Sometimes you wonder. Uh, and I still got a little poke through. I wonder how that happened. I guess I should probably have. Yeah, I should have probably got. And I used a off. I need to bring these pants back into um, this specific mesh pants from MetaHuman back in there in order to get it right. So that's how I got it from Poser into a shirt, and then of course I can save it and use it. I can save it as a outfit inside of my wardrobe system and use it, and that is a full round trip. And I don't like this. I could fix this in Unreal Engine if I wanted to, but in modeling mode, I could do a quick, fix it. But I can also do it inside of MetaTailor if I just brought in the right pair of pants. I was just using, like I say, a stock pair of pants that weren't exactly right. So that's where I'm at.